Today is December 15th, and it's our fifth lesson. And in our last lesson, we went over the bell hand. I know.
Oh, which is incredible.
Tell me about it.
Well, the first thing I did was I integrated endandino from my toes with the bell hand. Instead of going brrr, I went up my legs with the bell hand, which was very, very nice indeed. As a matter of fact, all I have to do is just do one or two little movements, and my legs feel incredible. So that was very, very nice. Also, the other thing is it's so good for the piano because it helps you get in touch with all of the sensations in the palm and in the fingers, and it's just lovely. So I really appreciate that. I really appreciated that lesson. That was really great.
So, so excuse me, Moshe Feldenkrais, when he did the bell hand, he really took, I know, honey, let me have some space. Thank you. When he did the bell hand, he did a component of it that he called irradiating the knee. He had a bad knee,
All right.
and so I shouldn't say bad knee because in Feldenkrais we don't say bad, but it was a problem knee. And so when he was doing the bell, he wasn't just doing this to understand this. This he taught us in a week. It took a week of working on this every day. And then we did, like this to, well, maybe we didn't. That's in T-Touch where we do that on ourselves like that. But then he started doing it laying on a table and doing the bell over his face. And then he did the bell over the knee. So the knee, and he was going, like this. So the nice thing that we can do, and he called that irradiating the knee. And there was so much discussion for years and years about energy after that because he wouldn't discuss energy. And what's really cool is what we can do, and we do this in T-Touch, is that we'll take it and go, right? It's going over like this. So when I teach the bell hand and we uh, really get into it. So maybe it's on like day 3 of working with it for hours at a day. We'll take it to the leg that's really asking for help. See, even that
Yeah,
I can feel this doing something.
I can too. It's very clear. It's very clear what you're saying. Yeah, it's very clear. The sort of well, the thing is, when you start becoming attuned to your own nervous system, everything becomes dynamic inside, and that makes total sense to me, even without touching.
Yeah.
So I totally get that. I totally get that. I'm trying to see whether I can do it for my shoulders, but it's
You
it's a
can't if
hard.
you it's true, but if you rest your arm like on the
Yeah,
tabletop,
yeah,
right, you can go here. The thing is by resting your arm, I know. By resting your arm, you can't, it's harder to feel it on the arm. Um, but if I go here onto the shoulder, I
yeah,
can feel it. Um, so when,
yeah.
boy, it's not easy to feel an energetic thing when you're creating contact with it somewhere else. But if you can make it in a floating way, and when there's a shoulder issue, often it translates into the hand.
Does
You
it?
feel, yeah, the hand
Oh,
maybe feels colder or hotter, or
okay.
or less circulation, or
Ah,
maybe
uh-huh.
it doesn't feel as strong, or maybe it, yes, it doesn't feel as coordinated. Something feels different sometimes in that arm. And maybe it's the nerves, maybe
Yeah,
it's the blood flow restriction.
yeah, yeah,
There's things that can happen that create a restrictive, thing. So we now know people who have carpal tunnel.
yeah.
When they go to get carpal tunnel surgery, often over a period of time, the carpal tunnel surgery doesn't help
No,
very much.
I'm sure.
And the reason that they're now finding is it's the fascia through the elbow and the shoulder. And so what's happening is the fascia completely connects through the arm and in through the wrist bones and into the hands. And so when they just fix that, right?
You're
It's
not
like
fixing the problem.
not fixing the problem. It's like the problem child. Well, if he's got tacks in his, tacks in his shoes, he's going to be hopping around. If he's got an uncomfortable chair in the classroom, he's going to be squirming, but if you don't fix that, so we need to fix what is involved. And I think, Elise, this is where a lot of it is missed. So yes, a musician can get, maybe we shouldn't call it carpal tunnel syndrome. A a musician can have tissue issues, but we need to be careful about labeling it, because we need to look at the whole being.
Of
And we
course.
need to look at all the systems: blood, nerve, connective tissue, uh, scarring, um, calcification, all of
Of
that.
course. Of
And
course.
I feel like the bell softens all of that.
Yes, 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 yes. I agree. It's really funny because I have piano my piano lessons on Friday, and I had told my teacher that I had learned this. And then when I was watching him, I realized that he has a very distinctive movement in his arm, which is this, that he does all the time. And I realize how similar it is, how it is basically he is getting in touch with that feeling of the the nooks and crannies of the palm and the joints of the fingers. When you had taught me about the bell at first, you said, remember that there are three different digits or bones in each finger, and all three of them have to be soft for
Right.
this. So, well, which is, I mean, that's like a piano lesson, basically. That's a piano lesson.
Mhm.
So I was watching him and I thought, yeah, well, you guys are, I always say to my teacher, you don't know it, but you teach Feldenkrais.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
which is great because it's all very complimentary. I have a very specific question for you,
Yes.
and I wanted to ask it before I forget it. Um, I am under the impression, and I might be wrong, but I'm under the impression that the fact that I'm walking with a walker right now is very hard on my shoulders, and um, it's not necessarily uh, um, affecting the actual joints, but it's giving me a lot of referred pain in my upper arm, etc. I just for the last 48 hours, I realized that I was no longer focusing, as I have since I learned about Feldenkrais, about visualizing my rib cage and my shoulder blades so that I found the optimal position of my upper torso so that my shoulder arms were as natural and as relaxed as they could be. And I wonder how I can adapt the way I use the walker so that I
Okay.
don't lose that positioning.
Okay, let's do this. Show me how you're using the walker.
Okay, well, okay. Let me turn myself around here. You can see the top. Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay. I have another question too, but I'll ask that.
Yes. This is what we're here for.
Yes, that's wonderful. Okay, now what I have been doing is having my shoulders. You want to see me a little bit higher. A little.
Well, yeah, there, but I need to see the walker. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Uh, my shoulders a little bit forward. I don't think
Okay.
it's helping me.
I wonder if the walker is not fitting you, if it's not the right height.
Yes, I was wondering that too, actually, Elinor. At first, I wanted it to be very low so that I wasn't hunching my shoulders up.
But
And
what if you raised, I'm just asking,
yeah,
what if you raised it? Do you have to lean so much into the walker? You can give me a yes or no. When
uh,
you're walking, do you have to lean so heavily into the walker?
I'm trying not to, but my problem is that it's very hard for me to put all my weight onto that leg.
Yeah. Okay.
At the best of times, I just push it and I don't lean on it. So it's more like this. Now I'm actually thinking about, I'm actually holding it on the side. So it's very comfortable and I'm almost in a position of, bell hand.
Right.
And I'm just pushing it along. And that is more comfortable. I think that that's better for my whole alignment because I'm feeling that the shoulder blades are dynamic and so is the rib cage.
But I wonder, okay, hold on. I want to look at something. One sec. Give me just a sec.
Sure. I'm going to sit down while you're looking.
Hmm. Yeah, they all have them with the arms almost straight, but that causes issues. Okay.
Who is they? What are you looking
Well,
at?
I'm looking at Cleveland Clinic. They're all I just don't wow.
A lot
They're
of people
all
that I see using walkers bend. They're bent
the
over
people
the
bend.
walker. Yeah, the people are bent over the walkers.
I know,
I'm
I know.
trying very hard not to do that.
Correct. I just so if you use the walking poles,
Yes. That was my next question.
okay, so if you use the walking poles, then your arms are here.
Yes,
Do you see what I'm saying?
I
And
do.
then you can push through so that it takes the weight off of the leg
Yes.
without having the arms here.
Yes, yes, I
Do you
see.
see what I'm saying? The
Yes,
more
I do.
the more we create these 90-degree angles, um, because the thing is when the people are on the walker here, look at the shoulders, right? When the
Yeah.
walker is down here,
Yeah. The shoulders are forward.
the shoulders are stuck.
Yeah, yeah.
It what it does is it engages the shoulders. See?
I
So I'm
see.
going to put
Yes.
my hands here. It engages the shoulders. And then the person leans into it.
Yeah, yeah.
Now I understand there's there's that fine line. That's why those the walkers, like, how long are you going to need the walker for?
Yeah, well, I'm going to need it. The least amount that I needed, and I'm hoping that's the truth, is until April.
Then, yeah, I, okay, so then I wonder if you could go on Costco.com
Yeah.
and get a good walker,
Oh,
a good walker, because first of all, a good walker has all four wheels. Does that one
yeah.
have all four
No,
wheels?
no, no. This is a hospital one.
Yeah, I would get away from that and get
Okay.
a good walker. And
Okay.
then the walker also has a built-in chair. They're not very expensive.
Okay.
Um, hold on. Uh, hold on. Let me just look. Don't worry about
Okay.
our timing. Yeah. Um, do. Okay, Elite. Oops. Oh my God. Oh, okay. Phew. What the heck is that? Um, okay, so I'm going to show you one sec. Um, one sec. I'm gonna open up. er, Okay. One second. One second. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna. So I'm just gonna say for this. Okay, so you'll see there like $129,
Right.
139.
Oh,
Okay,
yes, I see.
so for someone who's going to need it long term,
Mhm.
these are fantastic. Um,
Mhm.
I mean, they're really easy to roll and stable, and they have a built-in chair with a back part to it, for 139.
Right.
Um,
Right.
so those are the ones I like the most, but I don't know about 129. Here's 109. So do you see what I'm saying?
Yes, yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, there's not very much difference between them. So, might as well get a one that looks more comfortable. That the one you
Right.
showed me, the 139, that looks more comfortable than the
It
other two.
does. It does. These look a little bit more rickety.
Makeshift.
Yes, makeshift. And then the wheels are smaller. When the wheels are larger, I like the
They're
wheels being
easier.
larger. They're
Yes.
easier to push around. And the thing is so then what you can do is you can raise them up, right? You can raise it to be higher, I think, right here.
Hmm.
Oops, hold on. So let me see. Um, specifications, product details, product highlights. No. Wow, a lot of people like it. Um, but you can pull up more information. I'm pretty sure. Well, I don't even know what that means there. Here, tap to zoom. There. See, I think right there is where you can make it taller.
Hmm. Hmm. That looks right.
Okay. So I'm going to hit stop screen sharing. So the thing about that, it's going to be easy to roll, easier on you. It doesn't have to be that, but I just remember, my God, in the old days, those used to be $400, $500, $600.
Right,
And
right,
and then
right.
Costco started selling them, and they blew the companies, the medical companies, out of the to make it affordable, which I was like so thrilled for everybody, because all the seniors need them at some point when they have
Mm.
neuropathy or things like that.
Mhm,
So,
mhm.
or
It'll
people
be
from
good. I mean, it'll be good for me when I have my hip operation as well, right?
absolutely, because these ones that they send you home with,
Yeah, I know. Well, I have one here. Yeah, that's
I know,
exactly
then
what
you got to put
happened.
the tennis balls. They don't move as easily. They're a struggle.
They
And
are.
the other
They
ones,
are.
they've got the brakes. It's easier to use, and it's
Yes.
easier, I believe, to play with, where you work and support your
Yes.
body so that you can be here. Now, until you decide to go do that, hold on, or
You can do
until
that
you,
today.
I would too. Good for you. Good for you. So when you're walking with a walker, bring in contralateral motion, so that when you're walking with the walker, that here you're still moving
I
the
see. I
shoulder,
see. I see. I see.
which
Okay.
is lovely, which is lovely. So even though you're pushing, right,
Yeah.
or way down here, which
Yeah.
activates this, but let's, whenever you get the other one and you're more here, this is where
Yeah.
you want to be, right?
Yeah.
So when
Yeah.
you're more here, but wake up this.
Now, when you, what are you rotating? You're rotating your spine, right?
Well, what you're doing, okay, what you're doing, got my thing. Sorry about my kitchen. Oh, my
Oh
kitchen's
no, your kitchen is
okay.
great. Beautiful.
So when you're walking forward, instead of walking forward like this,
Yes.
right? Instead of
Yes.
walking forward like this, you're still holding the hands
Yeah.
here, but wake up the contralateral. So if you didn't walk with a walker, you would walk the right foot,
Yes.
the right foot would go forward, and the left arm would go forward,
I
and the
see what you're
left
saying.
leg would go forward, and the right arm. So you're getting this contralateral walking, and it wakes up the back to not be bent over.
Got it.
So it's waking up these contralateral lines there, there. Now, what we can do to wake that up even more is, when you're sitting here, hold on. I'm writing it as my notes, because then I put it in the notes on the YouTube for you, so you can see the title of it or whatever, and in the notes, so you'll know which lesson is which, versus just
Yes.
number one,
Fabulous.
number two. Okay.
Fabulous.
So as you're sitting here and your hands are uh uh okay, do you have are you with a table in front of you?
Yes.
Okay, so put your hands on the table, resting it like this.
You can't see me, but I can.
No, you don't need to, I don't need to see
Okay.
it. I just wanted
Okay.
you to have your hands resting, and then raise one shoulder and then roll it back. Raise one shoulder and roll it back without activating the muscles.
So just the bone.
Yeah, just raise up the bone and roll the bone back. Perfect. Thank you.
I I think I told you I took a lesson online with Marek Wojcinski,
Uh-huh.
and the one of the things he said that has stayed with me is gliding the ball and socket.
Oh, much better than that. You're going to glide the shoulder blade along the back of your ribs.
Right.
Absolutely, because it's too tricky to take people into their sockets. That's very PT. He's
Uh-huh.
very he's good at what he does,
Yeah.
but in the Ruthie Alon's Walk for Life program,
Yeah.
what we do is, so we see the back of the shoulder blades. So here's the front of the body. Here are the shoulder blade, or here's the front of the body. Here's the shoulder blades in the back. The shoulder blades glide.
Mhm.
And often, dear Elise, many times as we get older, the shoulder blades are up and they're frozen.
Right.
They're just stuck and you can't even glide them. So, in our Walk for Life program, we're not looking in the socket. We can't do anything about the ball in the socket. And usually, the ball in the socket's got a problem anyway.
Right.
But we can go from the outside part. And so, here we can take the shoulder blade, it's a different perspective.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I'm not saying ball and socket is wrong. It is what it is. It's important. And I appreciate it. But I think that when we take the visualization to these butterfly wings,
Mhm. Mhm.
these angel wings, what everybody calls them, and
Mhm.
they often will refer to their angel wings in a negative way. Oh, my angel wings flap out. My angel wings are this. You know what? Wow, you just made your angels not to be problems. You know, so let's make our angels be good, and that we're gliding the shoulder blades along the back side of the ribs. So
Right.
now, okay, let's go back. So the hands are resting
Cable.
on the table, and we just glide one shoulder blade closer towards the spine and then let it come back. It's not very easy, but let it come back.
No, it's not very easy. I I think I'm
Okay,
just visualizing it,
we're going to
right?
make it easier.
Okay.
Which, do you have pockets in your pants?
No.
Okay, imagine you have pockets in your pants. Tuck them in like this. Okay, tuck them into the top there. And now, okay, they're tucked in.
Mhm. Yeah.
And now we slide the shoulder blade closer
Ah,
to the spine and come back.
much easier.
Of course, there's always a way. I love it. I was
Me
that girl.
too. That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
I didn't have the money to buy stuff, so I always found another way. And, like, I can make that. I'll take that apart and put that together. So I'm that way with moving the body. It's like, oh, well, it doesn't go that way. Oh, there's another way. So we just glide it towards the spine, and then glide it back out.
Fabulous.
And then do that a handful of times, each time saying, wow, this is beautiful. Thank you. To yourself, just thank you to myself that I can even explore my own body in this way.
Oh, that's a wonderful attitude. It's wonderful.
It
I have to remember that.
is.
I have to remember that.
Yeah.
Great.
Even if something not good happens to my body, I can still say thank you
Mm.
because I'm like, okay, thank you. I'll learn from that. Thank you. You're talking to me. I have something to learn from that. And I'll immediately make up an excuse of what I can learn from it. I'm an excuse maker upper. So it's like if I injured something, I'm like, thank you. I'm now going to be more aware how to walk better so I don't injure that. Thank you. If I burn my hand in the kitchen, thank you. I'm going to notice what I'm doing so I don't get a worse burn next time. When we first moved into our new little cottage, and the first thing on the first day, and I'm home alone with the animals there, and I slammed my thumb in the window. closing the window because it got stuck. They're wood, and now my thumb is stuck between the thing, and I couldn't. That meant I was going to have to unslide it off my thumb, which was going to hurt. And I went, okay, and 1, 2, 3, bam! I made it into a game to slide it back off my thumb. And then I'm like, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. And I ran to the freezer and just packed it with ice. Thank you. I love you. Thank you. I love you. Okay, here comes the pain. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Right. And it was like, because I
Yeah.
crushed the bone to pieces.
Oh my God.
I
Oh my God.
crushed the bone to pieces. And I called my brother, who's like-minded and an engineer, and he goes, don't worry, Elinor, it's going to turn black. Then your nail likely is going to fall off, but it's not a problem because that the blood flow didn't get to it at that point, that it just means that it's healing. And don't worry, Elinor, it happens to everybody at once in their life. And then in about 6 months, more likely a year, Elinor, the thumbnail will start to grow back and life's going to be great. And you're going to be, and I'm like, thank you, thank you.
Yeah,
Because there's a
that's
part of me that
great.
was like, what the hell? Why did I do that? What was I
Yeah,
thinking?
really,
But the
really.
truth
Yeah.
was, I didn't know what I didn't know.
No, of course.
Isn't that always the case?
It's always the case. Always.
We didn't know what we didn't know. And so we can still say thank you.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then we find
Taking
another.
all the guilt away. If you don't know what you don't know, it's not your fault. It's a mistake or it's an accident. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's very important. You're
it's
absolutely right.
it's very important because that allows us to go to the place of healing.
Yeah, totally.
And the healing happens in the love.
You're so right. You're so right.
And when we do the bell on ourselves,
That's
and
love.
we do the
Self-love.
irradiation, we
Mm,
radiate light. We radiate the warmth on these areas. And that's
absolutely.
love because
Absolutely.
love has light, and
Absolutely.
light is filled with love.
Absolutely. You're making me cry. Beautiful. Really
It
beautiful.
is so beautiful. So
Mm,
when I say in this one, we take the hands,
mm.
we slide them in, and now with that love, with that thanks, not looking for perfection, we glide the shoulder blade closer and away.
And we can do it. I see that you're allowing your arm, your shoulder arm,
Yeah,
to just go in and out
yeah,
nicely.
sure. Because I'm not perfect, right? It's like I could say, okay, well, I'm going to keep it across, but just the act of doing this makes me stiffen.
Yeah, of
So now,
course.
how can I glide that? So I'm encouraging it. I'm encouraging it. And after all, wouldn't it be nice? You know what my mother used to do? Always, always, as she got older, she would put her hands here in the pockets. If she didn't have if she didn't have pockets,
Mm-hmm. She put it
put
in
them
the
at the top
waist.
and then brought the elbows back without pinching the shoulders. So she didn't pinch the shoulders, but she
Mm.
says, look, Elinor, because I go, Mom, why are you doing that? We don't do stuff like that. What are you doing? She goes, at my age, it just reminds me to keep everything back without pulling it back. In
Yeah,
other words,
that's great.
in other words, she wasn't
She wasn't
pinching the
pulling.
shoulders.
No,
She brought the elbows back
I see. So
and then
I see.
brings this back. So look, I'm going to get a glass of water. One second.
Yeah, of course. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Okay, wow, better. Drank 2 glasses of wine last night and this. So, God.
Well, I hope you enjoyed them. That's all I
Oh,
can say.
totally. We were at a neighbor's house and they had it catered, and
Nice, nice,
yeah,
nice.
I probably ate a couple of little, I don't know, whatever. It's nothing, life isn't perfect. So we bring it and see, Now, so we start with, we glide. Can you see my shoulder blade, by the way, through my shirt?
Move them again. Yes, I can. Yeah.
Okay, so you see I'm gliding the shoulder blade back.
Yes, I can see that.
Okay, and I let my feet be soft, but I'm standing. So you could do this sitting.
Yes, I'm doing
Now,
it sitting.
so do that several times, just going on one side and the other, and then you're going to see where we're going to go with this.
Okay. This is great for me, by the way. This is a wonderful lesson for me.
This is a wonderful lesson. It's I think about where do we want to go? Where do we want to go? And I go, no, no, we need to talk.
Exactly. You're
And in
so
the talking, we go there. This is what makes it so private and personal for you versus a class that you're stepping into.
absolutely, absolutely right.
Because you're getting my experience in 40 something years of Feldenkrais, 30 something years of Bones for Life, Walk for Life, all of that with Ruthie Alon, 40 years of T Touch. You're getting all that I am more than happy to say. So, where did you go with the lesson last week? What do we do? What are you wanting? Tell me where, and we can pull it. I don't have to go look up notes. I just want to know what I have been teaching you.
Yeah, but
So,
and not only that, but things change from week to week.
absolutely.
So that
Absolutely.
is very individualized, which is
Okay,
just
so
what.
now hands tucked in.
Yes, they are.
Okay, and notice that you can glide one shoulder blade, the gliding of one shoulder blade, the quality is different on one side than the other.
Yes. Yeah.
So let the side that you notice that you like that quality and would like to let that quality come to the other side by noticing what is that quality.
Mhm.
What is it that you're what does it feel like in the gliding?
Oh, I love it. I love the way it feels.
Exactly, because there is something that happens in freeing up our psyche and emotions when we free up that area in our shoulders.
Is that right?
Look how much we hold in there. The child that gets yelled at,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
The person that doesn't have confidence.
yeah, yeah.
They don't have this
Exactly.
Balinese,
Mhm.
freedom in their shoulders, right? And so now you see it's not the sockets,
I
it's the
see.
shoulder blade quality of gliding.
I see.
Makes sense?
It totally makes sense. And it feels amazing. So, what you said was to see what quality this one has that I'd like the other one to have.
That's right. And you can
Okay.
allow the side that has the easier quality now glide it away from the midline and then back and past that midline and go all the way towards the shoulder blade without pinching, squeezing, or stressing muscles.
Got it.
Ah,
So, glide it away. So, toward the elbow, let the elbow lead.
mm,
And,
you could still visualize the shoulder blade and the elbow follows.
oh, okay. Okay.
Ah,
And then glide the shoulder blade toward the spine again.
yes.
Okay.
So we're taking that shoulder blade and we're finding how far out to the side and how close up to the spine can you give this gift of gliding without stressing, without straining.
Love it.
And now take the other one. Let your mind be really quiet. Yeah. Let that be soft in your face, in your neck, in your jaw. Come back and bring your fingers out from the waistline and slide your hands open along the thighs and let them rest in your lap.
I want to do this every hour of every day. How,
It's
that's
mm,
another question I can ask you. Is there ever too much Feldenkrais work if you're giving yourselves rests?
if you're giving yourself rest, there isn't really, and I'll say why. Because that means you're doing a little bit here and there. And that's the best way. If you can do the whole 45-minute lesson, of course, once or twice a day, that's fantastic. But what I love doing is taking these full lessons and bringing them down to 10 minutes to 5 minutes to 1 minute to a few seconds. So that all we're doing is a couple of these, but that's because a couple of the prime movements, but that's because we didn't learn them as the prime movement. We did the full awareness of the movement. We birthed it. We have to birth the whole lesson, and then we can take it down into wiggle a leg and do this. But we remember the whole birthing of that process, the experience in its fullness of that process. The learning has taken place. It's the same when we go to school or when we learn math, we learn it one way, and then the next thing you know, we're at a restaurant and the person goes, I'm going to give a 18% tip, and all you need to do is take this, add it like that, and it's done. You're like, what? How'd you do that so fast? Well, see if you they've already found the shortcut because
Right.
they learned the experience of the whole thing. But if that child had only learned the shortcut, they won't be able to understand the whole process.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So we want to understand the whole experience and whole process, and then we can take it back. And so every so often, like let's say you're playing with these lessons, every so often, give yourself back a full 5 minutes of wait a minute. Oh, and I'm shifting on one sit bone and the other, or I'm sitting straight. What's the difference between doing it straight? What's the difference between shifting? So in Bones for Life, in the Ruth Yalon work, we have a thing that's called axis, where the spine acts as an axis. And there's another time where it waves like an S.
Wow.
Both are right, both are different, both give different parts of the session, both give different learning experiences.
I understand that. Yeah. Weren't you going to give me a link to join that class?
Oh, I was going to give you, I didn't? Oh, a link to join, not the Bones for Life, but the T-Touch.
Oh, okay.
I will write that down.
Yeah.
I will send you, I will send an email to you and the woman who runs it.
Oh, yes,
Um,
that's what we were talking about. Yes,
right.
that's great. That's great. Um, I had another question. Um, and it's out of my mind now, but it'll probably come back before we
It can come
say
back.
goodbye. But if not, I can always, I can email you as well.
Yes, yes. Okay. So now we put you can even just put the thumbs in your waistline,
Hmm.
and now bring both of the shoulder blades close to each other without pinching them, without doing what you've been taught somewhere else. We're literally just taking the scapula and gliding them toward each other without instigating in muscles. So we're just gliding them back, and then we glide them away from each other. And of course, it will affect your breathing. And then come back, because that's not an easy thing to do because it can stimulate the extensor muscles on the back. And now just glide one shoulder blade away and back. Glide the one that you would like to improve and see if it is improved.
It has already.
Isn't that lovely?
Absolutely amazing. It's
And then
miraculous.
glide the other one and you'll see it really had improved.
Oh, this one is like butter.
Butter,
And butter.
butter, like butter.
I'm a New Yorker. What can I say?
I know, it's like butter. But mine was like cream cheese this morning. Cream cream cheese.
Cream cheese is
Okay,
good too. Cream cheese is good too.
that's smooth. Okay, and
I
stop.
remember what I wanted to ask you, and I'm going
Yes,
to forget again. It
good.
has to do with what can I visualize, or what can I think of to make sure, or to encourage um, my jaw and my chin to. I know they say tuck in. Some people say tuck in. Even my Feldenkrais lady from Kaiser says tuck in. And I don't think that's a good image at all. But there's something about the the alignment of the jaw and the skull that helps the flow of breath, so that
Okay,
you're not jutting your chin out.
so what I want you, I wanted to do a post on this too. Okay, let's say, see if I can do this. Let's say this is the head. Okay, nice little candle here.
Okay.
Look at my little, she glows.
I love it.
Okay, so the skull, okay, hold on. This is the face. Is it
Okay.
facing the front away from me?
Yes.
I can, do you see what I'm saying? I'm
Yes.
taking the skull, I'm not tucking anywhere, I'm gliding. There is, tuck isn't an anatomical location,
Okay. Got it.
but it can be glide. It can glide. You can glide the skull over the atlas and the axis. The atlas and the axis are the two flat cervical vertebrae. So you can glide the skull over them. And now you can glide the skull side to side. There. So I'm doing two things. I'm not meaning to tilt, but I am. What I'm taking it. So look, if you see right here is my midline.
Hmm.
Okay. I'm taking it to the right of the midline. Think Balinese. I'm taking it to the left of the midline. Now, if you were true Balinese, I'm taking it to the right of the midline and the left of the midline. But in truthfulness, most of us are going to be able to go to the right and tilt just a little bit. Go to the left of the spine midline and tilt just a little. So it's like this. Okay. And then it's like this.
Oh, so it's forward and back.
Now I can go this way. And then I can take back here the the uh, base of the skull, and I can move myself from the base of the skull. See how it opens the mouth? There. Does that make sense?
I'm not quite sure how it opens the mouth. What can you do that again?
Because the muscles do. So what
Okay.
happens, I'm taking these bones, the bone at the base,
Yes. Okay.
okay? So the bone at the base there of the skull on the side, and when I move the head side to side, it activates the clenching muscles to deactivate. It activates them to drop.
Oh, I see.
And now we can take it,
Yeah.
and now we can take it and go. It's a whole lesson that Moshe used to give hands-on for people, meaning the functional integration part. So then it's, look how it's moving me over my sit bones.
Oh, yeah.
Look, it's
Wow.
freeing me up over my hips. And then it brings me forward into up. Wait, forward into up. No, forward into up. No, forward to the side.
Yeah.
Ah, 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 ah. Instead of all the weight being on the legs.
I
Yes, yes. So you're really taking the head and you're letting it be the thing that guides and becomes so free. Ah.
That feels amazing.
So, and then you can come back and now put the hands on the base of the skull and do the Balinese dancer. Now we're not using the thumbs to push anything, but there, Balinese. And notice that when you go, like when you on the left, with the hands on the left bone of the skull and you push it to the right, it pushes you to sit over the right sit bone. And then the hand on the right pushes you to the left. Yeah, there.
Oh,
And let the head be bendable. Let the head be bendable. The head doesn't have to stay straight. And you don't push the muscles hard because there's nerves and blood flow there and you could feel like you're going to pass out. And that's not the thing. The thing is just supporting the skull. Ah. And then come back, rest. I'm going to take you to another way. Close your eyes, open anything you want. Okay, and now come back again. Let your hands this time support your structure of your face bones, your cheekbones, and the thumbs under the chin,
mhm,
under the jawline, excuse me, under the jawline.
mhm.
And now just move, and your arms are on against your chest and your breasts, against your ribs. And now you just move. And then come back. Let your hands slide down your face, your neck, your chest, your belly, your hips, your thighs. Mm. And what does it feel like to be in the body like this?
Feels like taking a warm bath.
It does. So soothing.
Wonderful, really, Elinor. Really wonderful. I managed to get 2 full lessons.
You did.
Gotta watch out for me, you know.
I love working with you. Are you kidding?
Well, it's feeling is unbelievably mutual. It's
Mm.
really funny when I was just joining on the meeting when I got the link, the act of pressing the button join made me almost laugh.
I love it. There's so much pleasure in the experiencing, the learning when somebody is experiencing it, because it's life changing.
Totally, totally. This is true in every discipline because I take piano lessons and I give voice lessons. So I see both sides and I learn from you. I see both sides and what you're saying is absolutely true. It's life changing. Acquisition of skills,
Mm.
new skills, nothing like it. My mother was an advocate all through her life of lifelong learning. Not that she practiced it herself, but she believed in it. So I'm practicing it. But yeah, no, I definitely get it. That's fantastic, really fantastic. Thank you so much.
Do we
Um,
have, and then, okay, so now,
I don't think we have another appointment.
okay, so let me stop the recording.
Okay.